Welcome to the Strange Ideas Lab, a selection of 32 of the most innovative, twisted or outright insane maps, all concocted for the RAMP2025 community project. Since this area has such a healthy amount of offerings, I'll be splitting the area up into 2 or 3 videos for my own sanity, so keep your eyes peeled for part 2 in the near future. I don't rate these maps by quality because RAMP is a project supposed to be inclusive of newcomers and veterans alike. Rather, I'll just give these maps a difficulty rating and a style, which is just an indication of what kind of experience the map offers, whether that be classic, vanilla, or something more bespoke and experimental. These scores are of course my interpretation, and I don't claim to be any kind of doom authority. If these playthroughs appeal to you, consider subscribing to get updated when I complete and upload the videos for the remaining areas. Right out the gate we have Unit.wad by Onetap, aka OneTappyBoi, who has decided to take us on a methodical exploration of the efficient use of space. We start in a 64x64 square and quickly raise up a lift to the next chamber, which is compacted into 256x256 units and presents us our first adversaries to overcome. You can probably already see where this map is going, and as we raise to the next level we're treated to another slightly larger and more complex arena. With each stage we're given a new weapon and more dangerous monsters are sent our way. This is interspersed with a couple of small puzzles, such as an area which has you consecutively smash 2 switches, then make a run for the blue key in the middle before the platforms holding it rise up again. The final couple of areas don't hold back, throwing the worst the Doom roster has to offer at you in multitudes. And even with a BFG, you'll find this map tends to be quite challenging. Finish off with the final 2 Guardian Cyberdemons to cross the finish line. Difficulty 7 out of 10, this map keeps to classic elements. EyeballTank gives us another Nortubel map for our second offering. This map is fairly small and consists of 2 main chambers, shaped and styled in this lovely line art drawing viewable on the map. The author gives us a feast for our eyes with bold colour choices selected from the OTEX palette, and presents us with 2 chambers of mid-tier monsters to navigate through, giving us plenty of weaponry and ammunition to fight through. We'll leave each chamber by way of lip-shaped teleporter pads, and once both sides are cleared we exit through the central teleporter inside of a heart-shaped room. The main focus of this map appears to be the line art showcase, but it was a pleasant, quick experience regardless. 3 out of 10 difficulty and classic in style. BaronCon 2025 by Jay ramps up the zaniness a little bit by starting us out atop a concerningly blood-filled toilet. We swipe a berserk kit, punish a demon in the middle of his business, and bust out of the bathroom. You've just picked up the last weapon Jay provides you in this entire experience, so get ready to get close and personal to a hell of a lot of monsters. The next couple of chambers has you kill a bunch of low-tier demons while barons sling green slime at you from above, before you find your way through to an air vent which is guarded by a hostile marine. Careful not to fall for the megasphere trap or you'll have quite a side quest to complete. The final main area is this outer courtyard, which follows the principle of the first few chambers but turns it up a notch. Avoid the missiles from above, wreak havoc on the weaker monsters down below, and hit a bunch of switches. Then an escape hatch will be revealed. Jay generously crushes the unreachable monsters by the end here so you can get your kill count up. Show one final Archvile who's boss and you're free to leave. 6 out of 10 on difficulty, and this map has some UDMF elements. And then there were Qubes by FlareEisen is up next, and the title is certainly an apt description of this map. You're sent along a set of beautifully reflective floating marble cubes, some of which fall away as you progress to reveal monsters. Each region you encounter is largely the same, except it progressively ups the challenge, as well as the weapon offering, as you fight off lower to mid-tier enemies. The blue squares indicate the end of one region, giving you time to breathe before teleporting to the next difficulty, and by the time you're crossing the final white and black marble arena, you're ducking out of the way of Archvile's fire and dodging Arachnotron plasma. The final teleporter sends you to a threat-free zone with the director's chair to rest on, which doubles as the exit from this map. 5 out of 10 difficulty, UDMF elements. Scatterbrains represents the first true shift in absurdity when it comes to the Strange Ideas Lab. This map by ScatterSpleen starts you off against a horde of zombies armed with just a pistol, but when you fire it, you soon discover that things aren't as they seem, as your weapon sends out rapid railgun shots. By the time you pick up the chainsaw and see what it can do, you realise the kind of ride you're in for. Scatterbrains is unequivocally a slaughter map, clocking in at over 2,000 monsters, but you'll find that all your weapons have been augmented to deal with the plethora of monsters here, and you'll quickly rack up the numbers. There are custom monsters in this offering too, such as super fast demons or souped up cacodemons which spit barrages of green fireballs. But you meet all of these challenges with absurd equipment and weaponry of your own, which somehow balances the playing field quite nicely. The map's final encounter gets extremely dicey, and if you make it this far you'll be greeted by a galactic-sized cacodemon with its own cacodemon moons circling it. If you manage to kill this monster, you're expelled suddenly from the map. This got quite challenging by the end. I'd rate it at about an 8 out of 10 for difficulty, and I'll class this under a slaughter map. Let's move on to a more custom experience now, and check out an absolute masterpiece by Chippi and Heppu. Pogo Painter turns the very concept of Doom on its head by offering you a brand new minigame experience. Pogo Painter gives Mario Party vibes with its novel game, which has you on a pogo stick jumping between squares and painting them in an effort to score points. The Imp Revenant and Cacodemon opponents are doing the same thing, and it's a race to see who can rack up the most in the time limit. You have to jump on the blue boxes which appear to actually earn your points, and there are a couple of different power-ups both you and the other players can use to get an edge. The arrows colour the entire lane they're pointing at with your colour, and the orbs give you super speed, and the rockets allow you to stun one target for a couple of seconds. To beat this game you have to win 3 rounds total, although I don't believe much changes round to round except the environment background. Difficulty is 5 out of 10, and it goes into the arcade category. QuasiOtter gives us a little break from our adventure with a Lil Gallery For You. This map contains no monsters and a single arbitrary secret, and spills you out into a purple haze-covered square chamber. When you move around to explore, it raises up a pathway and a collection of art pieces, which I believe have been made by the RAMP community. This was a cute little sidetrack in our journey through the Strange Ideas Lab, and it was nice taking a breather and enjoying these pieces. When you're ready to leave, you can grab the computer map, have a look at the thank you note in your auto map, then head off to the corner to exit. 1 out of 10 difficulty, this falls in the art showcase category. Back on track, we head to Baron Barry's Activity Fun Center by Glowboy. We start in the car park outside the titular location and are able to explore the various other businesses here before heading into Barry's Fun Center, which turns out to be a kid-focused play center with rope mazes, a pool, and a baseball room, which immediately gives off liminal space vibes and soon devolves into a full backroom-style alternate reality as each area devolves into its own set of environments and encounters. The play area expands into a brightly coloured maze filled with monsters, and the pool room turns into a mix of backrooms-inspired pool room floor, mixed with Doom 2's Map 01. The final area becomes an all-out slaughterfest, however it gives you plenty of gear and invulnerability to comfortably skate by. And then this map finally closes out in a wonderful backyard birthday party with what might be the best Cacodemon and Revenant animations I've seen. 4 out of 10 difficulty for this map. I'm tempted to class this map under horror, but I might give it the adventure category, because it was more about exploring these fascinating locations. What a pleasure. Second last on today's offerings is Hell's Kitchen by Waifu-png-pl. The second you open up this map, you'll be amazed at the creativity on display. You've shrunken down to ratatouille size and have found yourself in the middle of an incredibly detailed kitchen. Seriously, there is so much to find and explore in this map, it just boggles my mind. I feel like the author must have worked on this religiously every day of June to jam into this map as much as they possibly can. You feel very much like a tiny exterminator, and the demons feel very much like a cockroach infestation, sullying this honestly rather cluttered and untidy kitchen. And you'll soon find yourself jumping across pans, swimming in the sink, stepping over toast and clearing out the oven as you explore Hell's Kitchen. Make sure you explore the ground as well, where you're treated with some cute giant pets and can find a secret taking you to another room entirely. When you've had your fill, you can make your way past the cyber demon and escape into the city through a broken window pane. 5 out of 10 difficulty, and I'm having trouble classifying this one like so many in the Strange Ideas Lab. I want to put it in the adventure category, so I will. We round up this episode with the RAMP2025 demonstration, a map by HAMMEL-C, and, well, it's an interesting one, that's for sure. We start in this white purgatory-like environment with only a single doorway revealed in the distance. Heading in through this doorway reveals a room with the RAMP2025 demo plastered on a sign above and a button with the number 8 on it. Hitting this button plays a demo of presumably the author quoting the number in question, as 5 displays in front of you light up with the number. And well, that's it. Is this a reference to something else? Does this speak to a greater design, or does this display stand on its own and we're left to determine our own reasoning behind its meaning? Or is HAMMEL-C having a laugh, knowing that people will try and find meaning behind this oddity? We may never know. 1 out of 10 difficulty, art showcase in style. And there we have our first offering of the Strange Labs experience, a tasting platter worthy of the location's name, with plenty more to discover in the next episode. If you've stumbled on this video and are interested in playing these maps for yourself, I fully encourage you to download RAMP2025 and see what some of the community has put together. Alternatively, you can check out my other videos covering the other ramp maps, with more to come out in the coming week or two. Thanks for watching.